Two Shed Scabby here, back for another penny search. I am trying to get enough copper hoarded to to meet my goal of 260 pounds this year, so I've got to stick with it. Anyway, I've got another box of pennies, and just like last time, whoops, I've got a wheat penny ender. I always get a kick out of finding those, and we will reveal what year that is in a minute. While I was at the bank taking some coins back, here's what I got in the coin return. 51 cents USD, free money, a Canadian quarter, and this is really cool, a 1940 Italian coin. Barely 1940 down there, 20 something and others. Pretty cool looking coin. I've looked it up in a few different places. It looks like it's worth, people are paying several dollars for it, depending on where you go to find it. Pretty good shape for a 1940 coin. It's made out of austenitic. I read that that's a style of stainless steel. Anyway, that was a fun find. I'll add that to my foreign coin collection. I will get right away and get this ender open and see what kind of see what year we've got in that one. Let's get right to it. Well, that wheat penny is a 1946. I think I also got 5 copper pennies in that first row. Donald Trump won the presidency. Oh, what a relief feeling. I was up till, I guess, about 1 o'clock, and I finally just crashed. Was over at my brother's for a long time. And then I got up at 3, and it was still nothing. And then I got up somewhere between 5 and 6. And it said Donald Trump wins. That was a real relief, because, you know, the last time I went to bed 4 years ago, it looked like he was winning, and then there was a handful of states. But I felt way better about it after they showed that representative in Arizona who said they had 1,000 people in place at the polls making sure there was no shenanigans. And then we hear that there's lawyers all over the country in the key places on the watch out. It's like, you know, I don't think that's going to happen this time. But it's sure good to see victory this morning. I am in the second row, and here's wheat penny number 2. This one's a 53D. Cool. Well, just pretty much right after the election, well, as soon as the markets open, silver went down a couple of bucks immediately. Gold went down about $100 immediately. I think they came back up just a little bit toward the end, but copper had gone up just a fraction immediately. But then by the time closing came, it dropped a pretty good amount. A couple days ago when I had a penny video, the each penny was worth 2.86 cents each, and then it had jumped up. I mean, it had barely risen to 2.87, but then at the close of the market today, it was down to 2.79 cents each. So that's a pretty big drop. This is the 5th row, and wheat penny number 3. Definitely looking like the wheats are doing better than the last box. Hopefully I'll end up with more than the last box. I think I had 7. Here's the question, I guess a few different questions. Is he going to make it in office? I know that's a concern for some people. Harris called today and did concede. I concede. And, you know, promised a smooth transition, that sort of thing. But will they give up the power? That's a big question. And so with that in mind, do you, you know, we're going to keep looking for the copper, but do you slow down if you're a hoarder, if you're a prepper? Do you slow down? Do you prep up? What do you do? Now in the 6th row, here is my first Canadian penny in this box. Oh, it's one of those centennial ones. That's pretty cool. It's a 1967 coin. So I won't be finishing the box tonight because here in just a little bit I've got to stop and get ready for our Wednesday Bible study. Several years ago, when we were in Indiana, after church service one Sunday morning, we stopped on our way home at Kroger to run in to grab a few things. And we came out in our Bible bag. My wife carried a bag that I had my Bible and my little carrying case in it, and her Bible, and several other things, pads of paper and different stuff, 82. I had used just, regular Bibles for a long time, but for a few years I had this really nice Bible that I used, really nice soft leather, and another 82. And I really, really liked it. I had made a lot of notes in it. I relied on it a lot. And then we came out and it was gone. Oh, it was heartbreaking. I went in the store and asked if anybody turned it. I think I went back for a month several times. Like, has anybody turned it in? Has anybody turned it in? Nothing. And it was so frustrating. Like, whoever stole it, I hope they read it. But anyway, I didn't know what Bible to replace it with, and so I have this online app that I had it used, and I'll tell you more in a minute. I'm now in the 7th row, and here's another Canadian. This is 12-sided copper, 1994. Anyway, I've got this olive tree app that I had on my phone already. And one of the guys that I worship with, he's a military fella, he used it all the time. And it seemed odd to me. He'd be up there, reading the scripture or something. He'd read it from his phone. It just seemed weird. But I went and talked to him about it, and he had all these different cool references and stuff all in his app. And it's like, you know what? I think I like that. So ever since then, that's what I have done. And I've got several different Bible versions and different references and maps and all this cool stuff right here in my phone. And I think it's pretty cool. Oh, there's another Canadian copper, 1965. That's the third one of those. Nice. It's rainy today, and I've got doors and windows open just because it's kind of cool. And it's humid, and the paper, just getting these off, it's sticking to my finger. It's, not crazy about it. Here is my 12th row now, and this is my 4th Canadian copper, 1966. Well, I'm all the way up to the 22nd row in the first half. Here's a 1983 Canadian 12-sided copper penny. That makes 5 Canadian copper pennies, and I'm still just at 3 wheat pennies. It's slowed down quite a bit. I think the copper is going pretty good. In fact, I had one row that I had 21 copper pennies in. And I had one row that only had 3, but most of them I do considerably better than that. So this is Wednesday evening, and my wife and I are already back from our midweek Wednesday evening Bible study. And today is our fasting day. Not all Wednesdays, but a lot of Wednesdays we fast. We'll stop eating whatever time we finish on Tuesday. Usually we finish eating around 6 6 to 7 on Tuesday. And we don't eat again until noon or 1 on Thursday. Oh, is that a Wheatie? Yeah, man. 1957, is that what that was? Yep, 57D. Wheat penny number 4. That's cool. Come on, let's get a few more. So anyway, this is, we're well into our day of no eating. And on the way home from our Bible study, I was like, oh, popcorn sounds good. My wife's like, shut up. Don't talk about it. But try to give our bodies a chance to get through everything, process everything. And once your body has gone like 24, 36 hours without eating, then it starts working on preparing, on healing things. You know, it's always working on processing food. And if you can go a few days without putting anything in, then that gives your body a chance to start healing itself even better. Hey, folks, this is the very next row, and there's another wheat penny here, and there's another one behind it. As I was flicking through, I about knocked this one over, and I saw another one behind it. So this one's a 56 Philly, and that makes wheat penny number 5. Look at that, 1948, wheat penny number 6. That's really neat. That gets me a lot closer to my goal of 10, and we're not quite halfway through the box. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll get our 3 pounds, and I'll just make it an overall good box. There's a Canadian, another 12-sided. There's an 83. We'll weigh that real quick. And of course, it's zinc. 1988. Cool. A lot of people will say to me, why are you saving copper pennies? You can't melt it. That doesn't matter. Here's another company that sells it, and they sell it as speculation, just like you do silver or gold. I think theirs is kind of high, but that's what I do. I haven't been selling, but it's the same concept. Okay, I am in the second half of the box now. This is the second row, and there is a 1941. That is wheat penny number 7. Nice. I said earlier that I was fasting today, and that usually on Tuesdays we stop eating around 6-ish, something like that. That is not the case last night. We were at my brother's watching the election results, and we were there till not quite 1 a.m. And that is so not me and my wife. We're seldom out after dark. But, you know, this time of year, you can't hardly keep from it. It's after dark when we get home from Bible study, but we are just not night people anymore. And we're over there till almost 1 o'clock, and we were snacking pretty much the whole time. And so, in fact, I'm telling you, I ate pizza and potato chips, which we try not to eat potato chips anyway, and even M&Ms. Oh my goodness. I didn't sleep very well, and I woke up this morning, my heart was racing. I was doing some deep breathing just to get calmed down. It's like, you know what? I don't want to keep doing this kind of stuff. Wow. So let's make sure, today's usually our fasting day anyways, but let's just make sure we do. Get our bodies regulated again or something. Now I'm at the 8th roll in the second half. Here's a 1946 wheat penny, and I do believe that's wheat penny number 8. Cool. I don't know if y'all watch them or not. A week or 2 ago, I did a video on dimes. I think I got 5 silver dimes out of that big bag. I still have not returned all those dimes. I hope to get the last of them taken back tomorrow and deposited into my account. I stopped at one of my new branches last week to take a bag of them back. I break it up into bags and take some here, take some there. And I walked in there, and the coin machine wasn't working. It was frustrating. I just came up on this 2023. It's not the extra V, but when I first glanced at it, I've got my magnifier here. I thought, oh, is that an extra one there? Just kind of quickly. And the cool thing I like about these is they've got this little magnifier right here. You can hit that little light, and you can really hone in. So I don't have to pull out my Tom Love every time, and I can really hone in on that line or the date or whatever it is I'm looking at. And it's like a 30X or something like that. And that's really cool. I wanted to tell you that because I'm just getting hooked up with, I've had a lot of people asking me about some of the scales I use and the magnifiers and the Tom Love and stuff. And so I'm getting hooked up with Amazon. And I'm going to put links below, basically, for the stuff that I use. And I get a little bit of credit, if you guys are wanting to go get something, a piece of equipment, that you have seen me use or whatever, just some extra coin rolls or something, then click on the link below and go get it. And I make a few cents on it. It ain't very much, but every little bit helps in this world, and I'd appreciate that. Hopefully, I will get that link down below. That's my goal. I had to order a new mouse because my mouse is not clicking right. It's not letting me right-click. I can't paste. So if I don't get it up there tomorrow, I'll get it up there in the next day or two. It's terrible when your computer stuff don't work right. Wheat penny number 9. This is the 15th roll in the second half, so I got 10 rolls to go. It's a 1944 Philadelphia. Not bad. 9 ain't too bad at all. So I just saw an article where their local prosecutors are asking Jack Smith to end the, in the charges on Trump. I don't know if he will or not. I didn't get to the whole article, but he's just kind of pathetic, if you ask me. And I tell you, I was looking at the picture. It was a picture with him. It was a split picture. I'll show you here. Him and Trump. And you know who he reminded me of in this picture? Have any of you all watched that Cary Grant movie called People Will Talk? If you haven't seen it and you like old movies, you gotta go see it. I think it's a classic. Anyway, Cary Grant he's a doctor, and this fella follows him around. I don't want to spoil it for you or nothing, but there's a guy in the movie, and he's just kind of despicable, kind of like Jack Smith. And this guy that follows Cary Grant around, he tells this guy he's a little man. And that's what I think of with Jack Smith. When I look at Jack Smith, I think of this. I think his name is Professor. What is his name? Professor Elwell. Professor Elwell. Go watch the movie. You'll see what I mean. When you see Professor Elwell, think of Jack Smith. Oh, let's weigh that. I can't see a date. That's copper. Cool. Root beer. I don't drink soft drinks anymore, but if I could get me a good root beer in a frosted mug, I'd drink one. I miss those. 82. It used to be a thing. I mean, they were everywhere. Root beer stands. I was talking about root beer. Oh, man. I used to love a root beer in the frosted mug. And I remember we would stop out. They would stay open late at the root beer stand after the drive-in. And there were so many people piled out there getting root beers after the movie. It was late, too. But, man, what happened to people and the desire for root beer? Oh, my goodness. I remember when the kids was little, sometimes I'd come home from my office and I'd stop and get a gallon of root beer from the Dog and Suds. And we had frosted mugs. We kept a big, it was like 5 or 6 A&W, big full-size A&W mugs in our freezer. And I'd pull them out. We'd all have us a frosted mug root beer. Oh, man. They're so good. And we've lost those mugs. In one of our moves, I don't know how it happened, but somehow in one of our moves, 82, we missed them. Didn't get them out of the freezer or something. Because somewhere down the road, we're like, where's our mugs? They're not here anymore. They're gone. That was sad. I picked up a whole set of them. I think it was 6 or 8 of them. I forget. I miss a good old root beer. I have been told or read or something. I'm in Louisville, and Louisville is known for its microbreweries and its bourbon and all that stuff. I've heard that downtown there's a microbrewery. Obviously, they do beer, but I've heard that they do a root beer. I need to go down there and check it out and see how good it is. It's got to be good. I got to go do that. Now 7 rolls to go in the box, and here is, I think this is my 7th Canadian copper penny. It's another 12-sided. 1994. Remember, 1996 is the last year they made the copper pennies. And theirs are 98% copper. So I like to keep them too, for sure. So I'm one weedy away from my 10. I hope I get that. After this row, we got 7 rows. Surely I'll get one more. And I feel pretty good about my 3 pounds. I'll have to sit back and figure out where I'm at as far as how many pounds I need to get my 260 for this year, and kind of figure out how much time I got left. Because it seems like I have to get more than 1 box every week, or at least average more than one to get the. That's if I get 3 pounds every box. If I get to where I'm not getting 3 pounds, then it'd take even more. But the last box I got nearly 4 pounds. So that's pretty cool. Now 6 rolls to go after this row, and here is my 8th copper Canadian penny, 1964, the maple leaf reverse. Did you all see the double clipped planchet penny that I found? Somebody wrote to me and said, yeah, you can see them on eBay. It's not uncommon. I hadn't never noticed it before, but I got a double clipped planchet, and it's really neat. And I looked it up on eBay. It looks like mine would get about 10 or 12 bucks if I decided to sell it. I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to save it. But it's kind of cool in my little tray of different things. Well, here it is, wheat penny number 10. And now there's still 5 rows to go after this row. 1954. 10 wheat pennies in this box. And I think I'll get my 3 pounds. So it's a pretty good box. Pretty consistent they've been for the most part. So I'm hoping to achieve my goal of getting my 260 pounds for this year, which will make me 500 pounds of copper hoarded, not to mention all the wheat pennies and stuff that I've gotten along the way. And all the Canadian, I've got rolls of Canadian put away. And so next year, I'm just going to keep hoarding pennies. Well, I'm going to, how would I word this? I think I'm gonna keep getting the copper, but just as an experiment next year, 82, I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna see how much money I can make getting copper and selling it. I'm gonna try Facebook and also on eBay, and I'll keep track and see how much profit I can make, and then I'll probably, as long as the copper's still good, I'll go back to hoarding probably the year after that. But I think for next year, I'm gonna see how much I can make. Here's Canadian copper penny number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Let me know what you think about that. I think I'll probably keep collecting my wheat pennies. So I'll separate those out and other stuff, I guess. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. That's my plan so far. I'm not saying everything's written in stone, but I think it'd be kind of cool just to an experiment and hopefully make a couple of bucks. Well, now with 4 rows to go, here's my 10th Canadian copper penny. Another 12-sided. I think I've got half of these and half the older ones. Look at this, folks. 2 rows to go, and I got my dime right there. Well, this is my last row. Wheat penny number 11, and this is the oldest one I found today. 1934. It's pretty worn. Pretty neat, though. 11 wheat pennies and a 1934. Well, we're going to wind it up here. I'll weigh out my 82s. Then we'll go over and see if I get my 3 pounds. Pretty cool. 11 wheat pennies. 10 copper Canadian, and I got my dime. I got one 2009 tonight. I did weigh it. It's not copper. But anyway, I think it's a good box. I think I'm going to get my 3 pounds. We'll see here in just a second. Okay, here we go. Here's the box I'm working on. It's got a little over 9 pounds in it, so we're not going to seal it up tonight. Our question is, do we have, we got our 10 wheat, do we have our 3 pounds? I think we do. Yes, sir. 3 pounds and 2 ounces. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you're going to get something from Amazon, click on my link and I'll make a little percentage off of it, and I'd appreciate that. And give me your comments. Let me know what you think about my idea of next year selling my copper to see how much money I make for the year. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.